Hello everyone and welcome to nearpod number 4. The focus of today's nearpod is going to be looking at module 2 and continuing to explore the relationship between technology and learning theories. I want to start off with a little bit of a cartoon to get us started here. So I found this cartoon online. Special thanks to Randy for putting it together. I don't know Randy, by the way. His name's just on the cartoon. Basically, the cartoon is a teacher and a student. And the student says, according to the article I wrote for Wikipedia, I'm destined to be one of the smartest men in the world. So you should probably start giving me some better grades. And I think this cartoon is interesting because it speaks to the changing relationship between learners and educators and how technology is influencing that relationship. And this is going to be one of the primary focuses of our Nearpod for today. So the question that is going to underlie all of the content that you're going to be exploring this week is, within the context of a digital culture, what role do educators play in facilitating learning for students? And how has this role changed with the implementation of a variety of technologies? Now, by the time you're finished completing the Nearpod, so in terms of goals, what are your goals for this Nearpod? The first thing is that you should have an understanding of what a sitemap is. This is carried over from our in-class activities in last week's class. And I'm also going to ask you to share the sitemap that you've created by uploading it, so you'll see that in a couple of slides in the Nearpod. The second thing is you're going to be watching a video this week by Sugata Mitra. It's called The Child-Driven Education. It's a very fascinating video that involves some research that he did in India, where he basically took a computer, put it into a wall, and just watched to see what impact it would have on the children. And some of the results are very profound and have some strong implications for the role that educators play in the learning process. So your discussion relating to this question, or how technology relates to inquiry-based learning in the TPACK model, and within the context of Sugata Mitra video, or his video, I'd like you to have those discussions on Edmodo. So that's something that we're going to focus on in that environment. The third thing that we're going to be looking at in this Nearpod is the TPACK model. So by the time you're done, engaging in the content, you should have an understanding of what the elements of the TPACK model are, but you should also have an understanding of how this TPACK model relates to educators' use of technology. And one of the questions that exists in the back of all of this context is, what degree of technological expertise do educators really need to have? Because I know that's something that a lot of educators are concerned about, that they need to know everything about technology in order to do well in supporting students' learning with technology. And as you'll see with the content, that's really not the case. So let's get started, and if you have any questions, please feel free to post them to the Edmodo community.